Hello and welcome to Wolf Lily Lodge. Please have a seat, relax, and enjoy the reading of the night. I'm Lycania Moonclaw, your hostess for the evening. Today, I'll be reading Huma's in-game character files from Tower of Fantasy. Simulacra Introduction. A girl whose illness has bestowed strange powers upon her, currently receiving treatment at High Crows. For some reason, Huma has lost all memory of her past as well as her former personality. Since waking up, the sum of Huma's knowledge about the world is limited to High Crows. Everything else merely makes her a little afraid and anxious. Presently, all of Huma's personal relationships are with those medical researchers whom she has gotten to know during her treatment. These researchers have suggested Huma accompany others to explore the outside world, in the hopes of gradually returning her to a more normal existence. Huma, however, made an astonishing decision, choosing to be trained as a High Crows executor. The girl's reasoning is simple and pure. She feels reassured in the company of executors, and wishes to use her abilities to pay back the kindness High Crows has shown her. File 1. Simulacra Unlock Log. Huma has been under medical care at High Crows for several years. One can even say that Huma's treatment showcased the medical advances in recent years. Her situation improved for a while but then took a turn for the worse. The medical department ran out of ideas and had to put her under cryostasis until technology caught up. Without a doubt, they have done their best. Was it just a disease that couldn't be conquered? Ultimately, through some special means, Huma took part in a pioneering experiment and was able to wake up. However, she lost every shred of memory since her birth, to the point where her personality was almost fully erased. Fortunately, her intelligence was preserved, and Huma relied on it to relearn everything with the help of the medical staff. It is difficult to say that this is the same Huma as before because her personality was wiped clean. On one hand, she is an adult, but on the other, she has not experienced the world outside the hospital. Huma's journey is just beginning. File 2. Acquaintance. How to define superhuman strength. For an ordinary person, it might mean lifting a heavy object under extreme pressure. Huma, however, can calmly and efficiently lift objects requiring a cybernetic arm. High Crow's researchers hypothesize that her superhuman strength is an aftereffect of her illness, one that will likely remain with her for the rest of her life. After the medical staff discovered the presence of this aftereffect, Huma's first rehabilitation task was to learn to control her immense strength. Like picking up a glass of water, simple mundane tasks proved to be nearly insurmountable challenges for Huma. For this reason, the doctors and nurses tasked with her treatment could not help but applaud softly when she was finally able to take a sip of her drink without shattering the glass. They were fully aware of how much effort Huma had put into this simple act. The Molten Shield V2 is a specially designed weapon for Huma upon her acceptance into the Executor Order. A versatile weapon that can switch freely between shield and axe forms. Huma seems to appreciate the fighting style to which it lends itself. With it, she can become either the ultimate shield or the ultimate spear as necessary. Though her expression is often inscrutable, perhaps her actions reflect her heart's innermost beliefs and hopes? File 3. Huma has her own worries too. She envies her executor teammates because it looks like they can make friends effortlessly, hanging out and having a great time when they're not working. It's not because Huma is difficult but rather something simple. Maybe it's because of her superhuman strength, or her dominating aura during battle. Or even the fact that she just looks like a serious person even on her days off. But other executors fear and respect her and don't treat her like a friend. They only know the most basic information about her and never try to dig deeper. On the other hand, after seeing how awkward it is for the others, Huma sighs and goes back to her book, even though she really wants to get to know them. Recently, however, she realized something else. She has an affinity toward animals. First, it was a dog wagging its tail in front of her. Then some bunnies came to hang out with her. A cat in the shelter that doesn't like strangers slept on her knees for an afternoon. She started spending more time on the surface just so she could be with these animals. It's easy for humans to build walls that divide one another, and they will always find more reasons to not remove these walls. These animals don't build walls, so they are able to see Huma as the kind person that she is, and naturally drift toward her. File 4. Symphony. Huma has not been awake for very long, and her time spent as an executor has been even shorter. She is routinely assigned to assist executor training, instead of operations on the surface. The quiet and obedient Huma sometimes watches the descending executors quietly. It is clear that Huma has eased into the life of an executor. Her seniors often praise her improvements, and the medical staff marvel at her transformation. She is expanding her social circle and exploring her surroundings, like a hatchling that is about to make its first sounds. But since she lost all of her memories, her experiences and her understanding of what this particular world has gone through are on the same level as a 7-year-old child. Going out and actually seeing what's happening on Ida is akin to exploring the unknown. Will she become jaded after finding out what has happened to this world? The future is uncertain, but the tenderness and hope in Huma's eyes and the resolve and confidence in her heart will make her journey less frightening. File 5. Samir. Executor Huma received her first special assignment after passing evaluation as the partner of Ms. Samir, who had a big screw-up in the past. That was also when I met Executor Samir for the first time. As far as I knew, she was a nurse on the medical team who took good care of me. In fact, in retrospect, the signs were there. She looked surprised when I recalled I had a clingy sister and said, "We might meet again someday," with a meaningful smile. I only realized it after Dr. Joaquin told me everything that happened to me. It turned out she's been staying by my side the whole time, waiting for me to regain memory. Or should I say she was waiting for me to remember the stories? Everyone called Miss Samir unpredictable. I didn't realize I had already experienced that without knowing. Now that I was her partner and supervisor, I'd get to know her again, both her past and present self. Meanwhile, I was getting to know myself. Me in the past, me as a friend or relative. I still didn't fully recall who I was at the time. It wasn't easy, and confusion and frustration did almost overwhelm me for a while. But now that I think about it, I've managed to accept myself with her help and encouragement. I have found the answer. No matter what fickle fate has in store for us, let us start with a blank slate as partners. This will not be the continuation of our wonderful past, but the start of a new, unknown future. Huma's diary from a certain date. These are all the character files for Huma I have for you today. Please have a nice day, and remember, you're always welcome at Wolf Lily Lodge.